One minute, life is normal, and the next, you're out of power, out of supplies, and out of luck. That's why FEMA says you need these 15 items in your home to stay safe and prepared for anything. Some of these are common sense, others might totally surprise you, but all of them could be lifesavers in a crisis. 1. Prescription medications. Alright, let's start with the lifesavers. Prescription meds. If you rely on daily medication, don't wait until a crisis hits to refill your stash. FEMA recommends keeping at least a 1 to 2 month supply at all times. Trust me, the last thing you want during an emergency is to be haggling for blood pressure pills in a blackout. If your doctor won't prescribe extra, ask about vacation overrides or refill programs. And if you're thinking, I'll be fine without them for a few days, just remember, Murphy's Law loves a good I told you so. Stock up now, future you will thank you. 2. Important documents. Picture this, your house just survived a disaster. Yay! But now you have no ID, no insurance info, and no way to prove you exist. Not so yay. FEMA says to keep copies of all important documents, IDs, bank info, insurance policies, and even your will in a fireproof, waterproof safe. If you have to evacuate, grab and go. No more digging through drawers like a raccoon in a dumpster. Pro tip, scan and store digital copies too, because trust me, a soggy half-burnt birth certificate isn't going to impress anyone at the bank. 3. Household bleach and medicine dropper. You know what's worse than being stuck in an emergency? Being stuck in an emergency with no clean drinking water. FEMA suggests keeping household bleach and a medicine dropper to disinfect water. The magic formula? 16 drops of bleach per gallon. And no, lavender-scented bleach won't make it taste better. Bleach can also disinfect surfaces if things get grimy. So while everyone else is running around like headless chickens, you'll be calmly purifying water like a survival wizard. 4. Emergency reference materials. Internet down? No problem. If you have books, FEMA says to keep reference materials on survival, first aid, and emergency preparedness. Why? Because in a real emergency, Googling how to start a fire won't be an option. A good pick is the SAS Survival Guide. It's like a Swiss Army knife in book form. Get pamphlets on first aid too, because winging it isn't a solid medical plan. Trust me, MacGyver-level skills don't just appear out of nowhere. Knowledge is power, so grab some books and turn your brain into the ultimate survival tool. 5. Cash small denominations. Cash, the OG survival tool. When the power's out, ATMs are useless and your debit card is just a piece of plastic sadness. FEMA says to keep small bills because, trust me, no one is giving you change for a $100 bill when gas is gold. Forget gold bars and silver coins too. Your neighbor isn't trading a gallon of gas for pirate treasure. Keep at least a few $100 in small denominations so you can grab supplies without resorting to the "I'll pay you back when the world is normal" speech. Cash is king, especially when everything else is in chaos. 6. Fire extinguisher. Fire is great when it's keeping you warm, cooking your food, or making you feel cozy on a cold night. It's not so great when your emergency candle tips over and suddenly your kitchen looks like a scene from a disaster movie. FEMA says to keep a fire extinguisher handy because accidents happen and flames spread fast. If you survive a hurricane, the last thing you want is to burn your house down trying to make toast. Put one in your emergency kit, near your stove, and maybe keep an extra if you know someone who loves playing with fire. 7. Waterproof matches. Picture this, it's cold, you need a fire, and you reach for your matches only to find they're about as useful as a wet paper towel. Now you're cold, wet, and questioning your life choices. FEMA says to stock up on waterproof matches or a fire starter so you don't end up shivering in the dark. Regular matches and lighters can fail when you need them most, so get storm-proof ones that will work no matter what. Fire means warmth, cooked food, and survival. Without it, you might as well start preparing for an episode of real-life misery. 8. Books, games, and puzzles. No power, no internet, no TV. Just you, your family, and the slow realization that boredom is worse than you thought. FEMA suggests keeping books, board games, and puzzles in your kit because mental survival is just as important as physical survival. Without entertainment, you might start talking to yourself or picking fights over who gets the last granola bar. Grab a survival guide, a deck of cards, and a puzzle to keep your brain occupied. If you've ever been stuck inside for too long, you know that staring at a wall is not a valid survival strategy. 9. Mess kit. If you think washing dishes in an emergency is a good idea, think again. Water is precious, and scrubbing plates is a waste of it. FEMA recommends disposable plates, cups, and utensils so you can eat and move on without turning your sink into a disaster zone. Paper plates may not be glamorous, but they get the job done. If you want to be extra smart, get biodegradable ones so you're not drowning in trash after a week. In a crisis, every little thing adds up, and cutting down on cleanup will make life a whole lot easier. 10. Personal hygiene and feminine products. Emergencies don't smell good, and neither will you if you don't prepare. FEMA suggests keeping soap, deodorant, toothbrushes, and feminine hygiene products in your emergency kit because bad hygiene leads to bad health. Without running water, wet wipes and dry shampoo will be lifesavers. Running out of deodorant is a great way to make everyone around you regret their survival. Stock up on toilet paper because running out mid-crisis is an experience no one wants. Survival is already stressful, so do everyone a favor and keep yourself clean. No one wants to be remembered as the one who smelled. 11. Sleeping bags and extra blankets. Imagine losing power in the middle of winter. Now imagine trying to stay warm with nothing but wishful thinking. That's not going to cut it. FEMA says to keep sleeping bags and extra blankets in your emergency kit because staying warm is not optional. Hypothermia doesn't care if you thought your hoodie would be enough. Grab thick blankets, insulated sleeping bags, and whatever keeps you from turning into a human popsicle. If the power is out for days, you'll be glad you stocked up. Plus, a cozy blanket makes surviving feel a little less like camping in the apocalypse. 12. Extra clothes for each family member. Let's be real, disasters are messy. Whether it's floods, fires, or an unexpected mudslide, having a spare set of clothes is a game changer. FEMA suggests keeping extra clothes for every family member, because shivering in wet jeans is a punishment no one deserves. Pack something warm, something waterproof, and an extra pair of socks, because nothing feels worse than soggy feet. If you ever need to evacuate, you don't want to be the one running around in pajamas and flip-flops. Prepare like a pro and keep a full outfit ready, because nobody wants to be stuck in survival mode wearing last night's pajamas. 13. Pet food and supplies. Your pet doesn't care if the world is ending, they just want dinner. FEMA says to stockpile at least 2 weeks' worth of pet food because explaining supply chain issues to a hungry dog is not an option. Don't forget water, a leash, and extra poop bags because you don't want a different kind of disaster in your house. If your pet takes medication, add that to the list too. A happy, well-fed pet means one less thing to stress about. They stick by you through everything, so don't let them down when it matters most. 14. Infant formula and diapers. Nothing will test your survival skills faster than a screaming, hungry baby with no formula or diapers in sight. FEMA says to always have extra baby supplies on hand, because running out in an emergency is not an option. Stock up on formula, diapers, wipes, and extra clothes, because babies have zero chill and zero patience. If you're thinking, I'll just grab some later, remember that stores empty fast in a crisis. Be the parent who's prepared, not the one bartering granola bars for baby wipes. A happy baby means a happy household, so plan ahead and avoid the meltdown. 15. Multi-tool or basic hand tools. When things break, you'll need more than a hopeful attitude to fix them. FEMA recommends keeping a multi-tool or basic hand tools because sometimes survival means becoming your own handyman. Whether it's turning off a gas line, fixing a busted door, or prying open a can when you lose the opener, tools are a must. A wrench, pliers, and a screwdriver will save the day more times than you think. If MacGyver could do it, so can you. Just don't be that person trying to fix everything with duct tape and sheer determination. Get the tools. Do you have them all? If not, now's the time to get prepared. Don't wait until it's too late. If you found this video helpful, like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more survival tips. Stay safe, stay ready, and I'll see you in the next video.